Welcome back to the course, guys. This is lecture number 3, and this is going to be a guide on installing your database management system. Installation of your SQL software. So the learning objectives is we're going to do a quick software introduction, what to do if your OS is not Windows, and then finally an installation of the software, a live installation. So Microsoft SQL tools. So for this course, we are going to be using SSMS, and the reason is due to simplicity. This SSMS will have a hosting capability, so it can host a server. And I know there's a range of other free tools that you can use, like Workbench, and yes, a range of free tools, but this is the one that I'm most comfortable using. And the only downside to this piece of software is that it doesn't support Mac or Linux. So if your operating system is not Windows, then there are some solutions to this, and one of the solutions is using an online compiler. So I'll put the link in the resources. This is effectively the online compiler, and I've just put in some sample code here. Now, please note that you need to end each statement with a semicolon, which is not mandatory for SSMS. So if I run this, if I just highlight that, click on the run, there's my output there. So I'll put this piece of code in the resources and you can play around with that. Don't be too overwhelmed if you're not understanding what these statements mean. It's a pretty basic create table and insert statement. And that's one solution. The other solution would be to use MYSQL Workbench. And this is, you can download this off the website mysql.com, and the only downside is that this course is mainly for T-SQL and SSMS, so the syntax may differ. But if you're willing to do a little bit further research and try and tune up your syntax to this environment, then by all means you can use this as another alternative. So let's jump straight into the installation process. So firstly, let's go to Google, type in SQL Server, and then it should be the first link, SQL Server downloads. So we want to download the SQL Server 2019 developer. And this will give us the capability to host a SQL Server on your local machine. So this is not the client, the final client. This is just purely giving you the capability to host a SQL Server. So I'm going to click on Basic. I'm just going to go with the default here, Install. And this takes a bit of time, so I'll fast forward this. Alright guys, so the installation is completed. Now regarding this, I'm just going to click on, leave that all as default, and then click on Install SSMS. This is going to be your client for where you type in your SQL queries. Install SSMS. Alright, so this is taking us to the SQL Server Management Studio download, free download. Just going to use the default location here, install. I'll come back once this is finished installing. Okay, so once you've installed the SSMS, let's give it a test run. Type in SSMS in your taskbar there. Alright guys, so once your SSMS has been opened, let's click on the server name. Let's click on Browse for more. Click on Database Engine, Desktop, should be the name of your desktop there, and let's click on Connect. All right, so this is basically it. It's a pretty simple interface. What you want to do is you want to press Control and N for November, to bring up a query window. And then we're just going to type in a simple, simple command just to make sure everything's up and running. So you can, to execute that, you can click on the execute here, or you can press on Control A plus Control E, which is what I've done, and you should see the result in the bottom here. Now, your screen may be configured differently. This writing may be a little bit smaller. It depends, really depends how you set that up, and we'll go through that in the later lectures. But for now, as long as you can get to this part, then we're all sweet, we're all good. We've installed SSMS and SQL Server, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.